Hello everybody, thank you for stopping in to today's Tuesday development stream. Let me go ahead and get all my usual stuff out of the way. Let me turn the audio down a little bit, turn that off, turn off the intro song, today's goal. Forgot to update that. Be a new enemy and level gimmicks. So we're working on today. My music on. It's definitely too loud. Turn it down a little bit. There we are. Some nice Mega Man X going. Alright. Cool. How is everybody doing today? What am I doing? I know what I'm doing. I'm just stupid. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to... what am I doing? Yeah, we go. New editor viewport. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is start by working on this new enemy. So we're gonna go to Slalom Test. Here we are. So in case you missed it last time, I'll go over some of the mechanics I've been working on. Oh shit, I forgot to draw a fireplace asset. Dang it. I'll have to do that, yeah. I know I was forgetting something. Okay, so we've got some couches and tables and shit. We got this door. We've got some of the aesthetics we're working on. It's very orange, as you might notice. And we got this window you can look through. So little black bullets and stuff. Got Voltaic Gunther there, who I'm probably not going to actually introduce until the next level, because I think I want to introduce him and some other Voltaic enemies and really make the Voltaic Ghost a focus of this. So I'm going to go here. And this is something else I've been working on called Ghost Mode. It's something where if you activate it, it'll make the level a darker, spookier version, and then there's going to be new enemies and shit. So it'll be interesting. And then you got like this door, which doesn't change visually yet, but it'll be translucent, signifying that you can walk through it. Says check announcements. I said something. Better not have been something stupid. You know what? I mean, that's not stupid. That's just true. I'll give it up. That was true. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started right away working on our ghost guy. So we're going to make a new... actually, I think we're going to copy Bouncer, because a lot of his code should be pretty similar to Bouncer. So we're going to go and do that, copy him over, and rename him to BP Bobbert. That is his name. His name is Bobbert. Oh, actually, I need to set up his sprites first. So we're going to go to Enemies, Bobbert. Yeah, I already made the sprites. So what we're going to do first is... grab these guys, hit create flipbook, and we can just call that, yeah, Bobbert works. Mess with the frame rate a little bit to get it where we want it. I think nice and fast, but not too fast is probably what we want. Give that nice flapping motion. I think that'll work pretty well. And then we'll do the same for Bobbert Tired. This one I want to be a little bit slower. Yeah, I think that works pretty well. So while I'm getting this stuff set up, let me go and explain how exactly this guy is supposed to work. So he is a ghost enemy, and there's going to be several different ghost enemies. And the way that a ghost enemy will work is that they only show up when you're in ghost mode, and they are invulnerable to damage, and will just sort of be a consistent nuisance or threat. That'll be really good at chasing you. You can shoot them to knock them back, but they cannot be killed or properly, like, fully stopped. So that'll be the distinguishing factor about the ghosts and what will make being in ghost mode so dangerous. Switch it to -90. Everything is mapped to stay like that, huh? Either rotation's fine. That works out, I guess. Okay, so what this guy's gonna do, is he will float towards you and explode when you get within his radius. So he's pretty much a bouncer, except he will detonate. But whenever he detonates, he'll get tired for a few seconds and need to recharge, and then he can go and do it again. This is the stupidest creature I've ever seen in my life. So lovely and awesome. Thank you. Bob the Ghost. Yeah, his name is pretty adjacent to just being Bob. I do have another ghost enemy in the works, but I'm trying to get her design down. I think I'm pretty close though. I like where it's at, but her design was also kind of started out also stupid, but it kind of stopped being stupid, and it's kind of I don't know. I'll see what you guys think whenever I show it off, but that one's very different to be sure. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is get rid of all this old bouncer code that we do not need. So usual stuff of checking rotation. All the usual event begin play things, sight radius, yada yada. Pretty straightforwards. Now, where things are going to change pretty majorly is on take damage, because we want it to still do something when it gets hit, but we don't want it to, I don't know, what's the word? We don't want it to actually die. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so on come up begin overlap, sphere, so the actual hit radius, it'll run these checks, it'll do the attack, yada yada, and then it will launch the character and deal damage. Relatively simple. Set this to Bobbert. Tired. Actually, we'll regroup this whole system, actually. We'll do that all different. So, we will set this to Bobbert Tired after he hits you. We can get rid of the check to see if it's dead, because, like I said, these guys aren't going to be able to be killed, because they are ghosts. Okay, so it'll launch the character, and then it will also critically damage the player. Go. And then we can do some pretty simple code. Just delay for, let's say, 4 seconds. That's how long it'll take in between attacks. Make a fat green ghost. Probably not a fat green ghost. To let you know the ghost enemy is a ghost enemy, they're all going to be like this sort of grayish color. Although I don't know how many ghost enemies I'm going to add. I have 2 planned right now. I'll probably do 1 more, but we'll see. His last name, you could call him Bobbert if you wanted. But you should also greet the chat. Hey, Gremlin, Century178, Mr. Jonas, Ozzy, Razor Paste, Ainsterar, Ozzy, Enceladus. I think it's everyone. Alright. So it'll delay for 4 seconds, so that'll be how long it takes before it can attack again. And then it will set the flipbook back to Bart. There we go. And he can do his usual shenanigans again. Now, I do think we're also going to want to add, it's called Canned Bounce. Let's rename that to Exploded, just for easier use. So we're going to set Exploded to false. Okay. So right here, if it sees the pawn, i.e. the player, what we're going to do is run a branch right here, and if exploded is false, like that, yeah, as long as it's false, then it can move. So if it's exploded, then we wanted to make sure that he can't move and try to blow you up. So what we're going to do is also run a branch right here, also using exploded. And if exploded is false, then it can actually hit you. Because you don't want it to accidentally be able to explode you over and over. So this is our little bit of code to ensure that it works. Okay. So what we're going to do is grab our exploded variable. We're going to set exploded. Right here, we're going to set it to true, because it has exploded. And then after 4 seconds, it'll be set to false, so that way it resets it, and it can then run the cycle again. Okay, without any testing... Oh, shit, forgot this was happening. There's been a weird issue where it tries to keeps, like, not placing things on like, the world maps. It keeps trying to, like, place things out on the skybox, which is very annoying. Okay, let's see if this works. He sees me. I'm not taking damage. And he's still able to move. Okay. And he's not getting set back to normal. What if I actually evade him for that long? Does it work? He's just kind of gliding at me. Okay, so something's not working. I think I can also actually get rid of this little thing right here is something I use to for the X-ray effect. I can't get rid of the cube. Oh, I accidentally deleted everything, I think. Or is there a code compiler issue? Is that why it's not showing up? Yeah, it's because I was setting the visibility of that somewhere. Cool. Can't get rid of it. Don't need to worry about that anymore. We can also get rid of the code for when it dies, because it can't die. It's a ghost. Will the ghost attack you when not in ghost mode? No, they only attack in ghost. Ghost that kills you by blowing up a bomb in its mouth was not on my Void Collector bingo card. I'm keeping you guessing. You're never going to know what I'm going to add next. Okay, so for some reason, it explodes and then never returns to normal. So after 4 seconds, it should set exploded to false. So if exploded is true, so it should be able to not move. So say true, right here. So if he has been set to exploded, we should see that true there. So yeah, keep an eye on the top left for that, and I'm not seeing it anywhere. I'm gonna go and actually just get rid of these guys for the time being, since don't need them for testing right now. They're just kind of making some noise. Okay, so for some reason, he'll explode and then not reset, and this isn't working properly. Oh, because this is only happening if exploded is true. Whoops, that's what was going wrong. It wasn't actually ever getting to this part of the code. There we go. Okay, so he's still moving. He's not exploding me, but he was still moving there. So explodes, and then if he reaches me, he stops. But okay, so he should still. If that happens, he needs to stop moving. Okay, I got a pretty simple, stupid solution for that. Let's get rid of this, because it's not doing anything, clearly. What we can do is get the character movement component. Let's set walk speed. So right now it's 1250. I think I'm going to make that pretty fast, because this guy is supposed to be a pretty dangerous, like, persistent kind of threat. So let's get the max walk speed. Let's set it to 1750 for now. I think that'll probably work fine. Then we can hook it up right here. So after it explodes, its max walk speed will be 0, so that way it can't chase you anymore. Let's drag this out. And we'll set this back to its regular old walk speed of 1750. Ghosts are kind of similar to the old Echo enemies. They are pretty similar. And I was thinking about that when I was working on these guys conceptually. And what made the Echo enemies not really work is that having enemies, like, the enemies aren't super threatening unless you're trying to actually. I like his speed though. His speed is kind of actually difficult to get away from, which makes him a good, like, actual threat. I think I guessed randomly when I was picking the speed, and it just worked out perfectly. What was I saying though? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so for Echo enemies, it just isn't that fun to have enemies that are, like, entirely unkillable and also not really that much of a problem. It's like the only way you make the Echo enemies that dangerous, like the only way the enemies are dangerous is if you actually have to interact with them. If you can just skirt around them, they're really not much of a threat. Like Cuboid and Gunther are not a problem unless you actually have to try to get close to them. So fundamentally, a lot of enemies just did not really work with the whole Echo concept, whereas with these ghost guys, they're not only built to be much more threatening on their own, because they're built in such a way where I can make them more threatening without it being a detriment to other systems, but just the way that they're coded gives me a lot more freedom with it. Because weirdly enough, by having them only show up in ghost mode, it'll make them more interesting and less obnoxious. At least that's the hope. You know, we'll see if any of that works, but I'm pretty confident in that idea. Okay, so now what we need to do, can we get rid of all these, is we just want it to, whenever it takes damage, we're going to knock it back a little bit. Enemy that is annoying gets your way of fire, but leaves them on to get shot. Except you give it attention, they're dead for game purposes. I mean, that would just kind of block one bullet. I don't know if it'd be super interesting, but I like where your head's at. Okay, so let's... I shouldn't have gotten rid of the shotgun, because I always forget how I coded this, because I'm stupid. Can you not get shot? No, you can't get shot. Okay. There we go. Probably make this a little bit less extreme. Minus 1,000. Minus 1,000. Say 500. Maybe 1,000, actually, also. See what that's like. Bah. 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 That might be a little too much, because I do want him to feel like a pretty dangerous threat. Let's give him like a tiny little boost, so it basically just means that he doesn't really go up a whole lot, but he will have to reset. I don't know why I had 2 of these, by the way. I don't know. Whoop. Yeah, I don't know why I had 2 identical launches at the beginning and end. Not exactly sure what. I think he was probably trying to. It was probably some workaround for some Unreal jank. If I had to. Oh, this isn't even hooked up into anything. I'm stupid. Bah. Bah. I think that's a little bit better. It just stops him in his place. Yeah, I like that. I think that works pretty well. Although here's an idea. What if maybe if you shoot the bomb, then it explodes instantly, so you can take him out for longer if you like have some precision. I wonder if there's a way to do that. Because the way that this is set up is that the entire like thing counts as taking damage. So like what if I grab this sphere specifically and I say any damage? No, I can't do any damage for that. Okay. Probably just because of the way it was set up. That'll be something to look into a little bit later. I think that might be kind of complicated because it's not really built in to how I did stuff. So that'll probably be for another occasion. But I think the concept is pretty cool. I might have to make the bomb timer refresh a little bit faster though, if that's the case. We'll see. A lot of bouncing. Definitely be funny as a one-time joke, and maybe probably not worth the effort. Because getting me help. Don't worry about it. Ghost should not have any knockback when you shoot him. Bullets go right through him. That is a fair point, but I think that this might make him a lot more fun to deal with, is that if you have some way to... Whoops. If you have some way to actually deal with him other than just having to run the whole time. But I'll do some testing, see where it feels. Good to you. Okay, so now we need one more critical piece of the puzzle here, and it's that he's not supposed to be able to do anything unless he's in, unless ghost mode is active. Let's drag all this code over. Oh, actually, we do need to trim out a lot of this stuff. We don't need the code that controls Echo. Yeah, we don't need any of that, and we also don't need to add him to the cell count, because he is not killable, so he doesn't count as part of the cells, that is something I'll need to add as like maybe a sign. I was thinking about this actually, like a big poster on one of the walls that says like, fun fact, ghosts are unkillable. Just to make it obvious. Okay, so for event tick, we're going to run a branch, and we're going to get this. We're going to get ghost mode, and if ghost mode is true, then let's just get reference to self. Set visibility. I guess we'll do the capsule component since everything is linked to the capsule component. I guess we can probably actually get rid of all that and just do capsule component. And that'll be set to true here and false here. Yeah. Okay, so now one concern is, well, you're not, right? If ghost mode is true, then see him. If ghost mode is false, then we can't see him. If ghost mode is false, we should be able to we shouldn't be able to see him right now. Let me see if I... Oh, no, he's still fine. And then if we go back to normal? Oh, go back to normal. Okay. It's weird. So he's always true for some reason. If we get ghost mode, it should be false by default, right? Yeah, it's false by default, which you can tell because this stuff is off. And you can tell because of this. Like, this is solid right now, and then we activate ghost mode, and then it comes, you know, you can pass through it. So, for some reason, this guy is not quite responding to what we're trying to do here. Because it's clearly getting ghost mode correctly for this. So... it's weird. Ghost mode. Let's just plug it in again and see if something changes somehow. And just for extra testing, we'll say ghost and no. So we should see these getting printed out at rapid speeds. So the S is no. Ghost. Okay, so he's still visible. Oh, I didn't propagate to children. That was the issue, I think. Yeah. I didn't propagate that to children. So that means that anything underneath it would also turn invisible. So if I turn the capsule component that everything is nested under, if I turn that invisible and propagate that to children, everything that's underneath it will also become invisible. Okay, so he is still there, but he can't hit me. Okay. If you're communicating the ghost as unkillable, mimic the shots sound ineffective and give a VFX that looks like the ghost doesn't hurt at all. I'll probably use the non-hurt particles on them, so like whenever they get hit, it'll be like these sort of gray non-damaging ones, and like play a sound like that, and have a poster. I really want to do as much as I can to make it clear that you're not supposed to kill them. But yeah, I think that is pretty good thinking, pretty sound logic. Oh, uno momento. Just checking something. Okay. Nope, we're good. We're good. Okay. So now we've fixed the issue where he's not showing up, but now we've got a separate problem where he is still chasing us even when he is he shouldn't really be able to. So what's going to be a good way to ensure that he isn't moving? Now my first thought is just to set his walk speed to nothing, but the problem is this is running every single frame. So if we have this check constantly running and it keeps setting his walk speed back to low, then this solution here where it says his walk speed won't work. So either we're going to need to rework this a little bit or find another way to just stop him from being able to move. Actually, I think I've got a good idea. Easy solution for this. Let's grab the pawn sensing and let's get a deactivate. There we go. Actually, deactivate will go down here, I think. Yeah. And then activate will go. Whoop. Activate will go right here. So basically, his ability to see us will not... No, okay, that didn't work at all. What the hell? Oh, you can kind of see him with the with this, even if he's not there. So, okay, he can still see us, which is a problem. For testing purposes, let's just go ahead and make him visible at all times. Just so we can actually see what he's doing. But right now, he shouldn't be able to see us. Like, his pawn sensing is disabled. I don't know why he can see us. Yeah, his pawn sensing is off. I don't know why. How can he see me? What if I deactivate his movement component? Hey, what about that? Okay, that actually seems to work pretty well. So what if we deactivate character movement and then activate character movement? Okay, and then if we hit this, then he can move. Okay, alright, I think we got our solution then. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. Plug these back in, streamline it a little bit, and then set visibility to false. So, can he still hurt me when, oh, he's still there. Okay, right. Something I should do. First we're going to set collision to no collision. Set your collision to no collision, there we go. So that we can actually pass through him. And more critically, what we're gonna wanna do is, let's also grab his sphere. I believe it's the sphere. Sphere, yeah. The sphere is what he uses to actually deal damage to you. So we will set visibility to, not visibility, visibility's the wrong one. Set collision enabled. We'll set it to collision, yeah, just collision enabled. And then no collision. So that way he should not be able to hit us. So like if I spawn right here and walk into him, you know, I can't hit him. Even though he's right there, I'm not hitting him because he's no longer colliding. And then this, oh, okay. That's new problem. Branch statement is kind of redundant because you set the visibility directly to the ghost mode variable. What do you mean? Like this? I mean, it still needs to run both. Well, Take Gunther kind of looks like an unripe acorn. He kind of is. Mr. Paste should make posters for Void Collector, and Eraser Paste must make the Void Collector posters. So there's a lot of support for that. And I do, if I was making fan-made like merchandise, I would probably, I don't know, Eraser Paste is pretty high up on the list of people I'd come to for a commission for that sort of thing. I ain't got no money right now though, so maybe if I get some dough. But Eraser Paste does make pretty good shit. We've set Bobbert's health to 1 billion, but as soon as he's one shot away, instantly teleports to you and blows you up. One shot away from dying? I mean, I would be impressed if somebody went through all that effort. That would be quite impressive. Okay, so we've got collision enabled. So for some reason, whenever we re-enable collision, then it kind of breaks stuff. What if we just turn off gravity? So he just moves, just sort of through things. Nope. Still nothing. Okay, why does enabling collision break it? Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. There we go. Wait, did I turn off gravity on the door? No. No, I just clicked on the thing. Okay. So I think we're gonna want something a little different than just turning collision on or off. Although I don't know why he starts falling through the floor. Because I think the rest of them has some kind of collision, right? And I guess I did turn this collision off, didn't I? Okay, we'll give him an overlap wall. See if that makes him fall through. He might still fall through with an overlap wall. Yeah, he does. Okay. Well, he is gonna actually have to have some form of collision, despite him being a ghost, just to ensure he doesn't fall through floors. Okay, I kind of like the way he's in though. It's fun. Okay, I'd say Bobbert is pretty well completed for now. He definitely needs some extra sound effects and particles and stuff, but I can work on those a little bit later. For now, let's do a little bit of visual design. So we're gonna go to props, slalom. So first thing we're gonna do is make a new blueprint, and I always forget what type. Should be, okay, yep, should be an actor. I'm going to make this BP Bobbert painting. So we're gonna start by adding a sprite. There we go. Going to click that, and Bobbert painting 1. There we go. There's our lovely boy Bobbert. There we go. And you know what? Just to take a little check. Ah, oh, shit! Right, it's not sticking to the walls. Why is it doing this now? Why? It's gonna make putting things on the wall a lot more annoying. Oh, before I forget, let's make that masked, unlit. What? Huh? Unlit sprite. Why is this not showing up then? Masked. I'm just looking for masked unlit sprite material, which is a normal thing. I don't know why it's not here. What if I look up unlit? What are we doing here? Sometimes it likes to do this. It just like pretends, yeah, this thing. This is what I'm trying to get, but sometimes things just don't show up. Maybe if okay, I reminded it that it exists. There we go. Okay, we're back in business. Okay, so let's set the rotation here to 90. Line it up about as close to the wall as we can manage it without actually being in the wall. Put the painting up, him giving a big cheesy grin. Cool. So let's say event begin play. First thing we're gonna want to do is bind, set timer by event. There we go. We're going to make a new custom event. Let's call that timer. And we'll set the time here to 0.5. There we go. Don't need that to be super often, so we can make that sort of a longer delay, which will just save on performance. Won't be a big thing, but you know, want to do what we can. And yes, we'll set that to looping. There we go. Although first, before any of that, we're going to cast to BP first person character. To get player pawn. There we go. Mystery Streams is Zone 3 spooky, or is it some kind of sub area? So this is a ski resort area that is haunted. So it's gonna have like this blizzard going on outside and some ice-based enemies, but also ghosts and possessions and stuff. And the whole gimmick that we're working on right now is stuff that'll happen when you activate a certain trigger, which will turn everything kind of spooky, and it'll make ghost enemies show up that cannot be killed and can only be slowed down. But then you can go back to normal. So that's what we're doing right now. Should we probably make this a little faster, because the switch might be a little bit obvious. Okay, so now what we're going to do is promote this to a variable. Pull everything out a little bit, like that. There we go. Then we can, as first-person character, we get ghost mode, and then hook that up into a branch. There we go. And if ghost mode is true, then we will set sprite. There we go. So we just have two different sprites that we set it in between just to keep it up to date. So we can set this to, what do I want to call this? What did I call it? Probably Bobbert painting? Yeah, Bobbert painting 1. Actually, no, if it's true, then we want it to be painting 2. Bobbert painting 1. Celeste reference? Oh, there is like a ski, like a lodge on the mountain that's haunted. Oh shit, you're right. I didn't even think about that. That was not intentional. Mine will be different. Don't worry about it. Damn, I thought that was such a unique... I was like, oh, this is a fun theming. I didn't even think that they did do that shit, didn't they? Damn. Those dang Celeste devs stealing my friggin' ideas. Oh. Get the fuck out of my way. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I think that's pretty fun. I think that's pretty darn cool. Alright, let's go to... Let's close out all of that nonsense. Just get back to the content that we need, not the engine content. We're gonna go back to props. Gonna go to slalom. And we're going to probably copy paste this over just once for now and call that BP slalom chandelier. And we can just set this to chandelier 1. There we go. Let's drag it in. Hook it up to the roof. About a good bit. There we go. I think we could actually maybe even afford to make that a bit larger. There we go. And if that's true, then we'll set it to chandelier 2. And if it's false, then we'll set it to chandelier 1. So what we're doing there is that in normal mode, it'll just be a chandelier, although I think I need to pull it back down a little bit. There we are. There we go. So it's basically just a normal chandelier. And then it breaks. Oh, it's spooky. It's all broken down when you're in ghost mode. Help add to the atmosphere, the ambiance. Alright. So let's see what it looks like if I just drag the... Right? Right. Okay, so that's pretty huge. It said it's like 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. Spider web. Just like chuck it in a corner somewhere. It's like right up here maybe. Just see how that looks. Pull it in, pull it out a little bit. Let's maybe put a little rotation on it. Oh, why can't I click on it? Take you down a little. Sort of push it in there, you know? So I get that sort of vibe, you know? It's okay. It's not terrible. It does look very placed in though, you know? It doesn't really seem super organic, so I think part of that's just going to be finding places to put them that looks a little bit more natural, but for now it's a little clunky. I'll get rid of that one. I'll think of something a little bit better. Okay, so I think now what we're going to do, now we've got Bobbert, got the ghost store working, I'm going to get back to working on good old chairlift. And by good old, I mean bad old. This thing is annoying. It was not working much last time. Drag the chairlift in. So I was having some issues getting it to work. Like I kept doing a bunch of weird jank nonsense. So this is just a carbon copy of the train. Why is it? Why can't I? It's not letting me see how it. What are we doing here? Right, that was broken, wasn't it? All right, we're just gonna get rid of that one. It's not doing anything we want it to. Which is very weird. So just for reference, though, we'll have this guy pulled up, the train projectile, in case we need to reference that. But for now, we're gonna rework the entire ski lift from scratch. If you were here last time, but we're gonna try to make it actually function. I don't know why it wasn't last time, but you know, we'll figure it out. Okay, so we're gonna get actor BP chairlift, and it's probably going to be less of a chairlift and more of just a lift, because I think putting a back on it's is going to be kind of annoying. Let's get rid of the sphere. I'm going to put a cube down. Because I think, like, if you try to make it, I don't know, I feel like it could be overly precise and not really all that fun to try to land on. If it's actually got like a, if it's like a wider surface, it's probably easier to jump onto and off of. So that's the thought process there. But anyways, we can worry about aesthetics later. For now, we just need to make this thing work. So we're gonna add an interp to movement component. And I'm gonna set the movement type to ping pong. So it'll just move between 2 locations. And we're going to set a vector, and we're going to call this vector the... Just look at... Oh, I did the train. So the end position, yeah, it's just simple. It's 0, 0, 1,000. So it basically dictates where we want it to end up. So we're going to do the same thing there and call this end position. There we go. And we're just going to set this to something really simple, like 0, 0, 500. So it'll go up 500 and then down 500 at the end. That's our hope. So we're going to go to the construction script, which is where you run your initial code. And we can even just grab this code from the train, because it's pretty simple here. And let's just hook up my own unique variables here just to make sure it's all consistent. So grab interp to movement, grab interp to movement, and then grab end position, plug that in here, and there we go. So now it has these 2 different positions that it will move in between whenever we want it to. So for this guy, what we did is whenever you overlapped this piece right here, then it would run some code called train hit right here, and then it would set the component tick enabled, it'll run a bunch of code, yada yada, and then it'll restart the movement and set the component tick to disabled. Okay, so we probably don't even need that. Let's grab a collision box right here, drag this guy across, like so. So when you step on it, it'll detect it and then start moving. Cool. And then we will, on component begin overlap, we're going to get other actor. I'm going to cast to BP first person character. So whenever the player overlaps this box, then we're going to run the code that, the following code that comes after it. Yeah. So whenever this happens, we are going to grab the interp to movement. We're going to set component tick enabled. So basically it just means that it'll start moving. So we set that to enabled. And then we'll run everything else and then disable it. After, actually, we reset movement. Or restart to movement. There we go. I don't know why it's restart and reset. Both of those bring different things, but whatever. We got it. Okay. Hey, how's the enemy going making? It's going pretty good. She'll just showcase him for you real quick. He doesn't show up right here. You can see a painting of him right on the wall. But then you go here and activate spooky mode, and then, oh, now it's a spooky version of him, and then he shows up, starts chasing you. I forgot to actually test if his collision was working again. But normally he blows up, gets tired, and then goes back to normal. But we'll fix that in a moment. For now, I'm working on a chairlift obstacle. So we got the chairlift. So as soon as you go on here, it'll activate the component. It will delay by, let's get length. Just say length. Or duration? It's called duration? I think it's called duration? Yeah, get duration. There we go. Alright, and then when that's completed, then it'll do that. Oh, I forgot to put the chairlift in. Put you down right there. Oh. Okay, so it's kind of just moving whenever it feels like it. It is moving correctly, except it stops whenever I get off. Okay. I know what I need to do. I need to activate. Auto-activate. There we go. Turn that off. Love it. Glad to hear it. There we go. So now it, yeah, it's not working. Okay. So the tick is enabled, so you're activated again. Maybe it's maybe it's because I need to start with tick enabled to false. There we are. Look at the reactions we're sending. It's beautiful. Well, I'll tell you that I don't have a second monitor right now, so I'm looking at chat on my phone. It's kind of hard to see anything. I'm seeing hearts, some kind of emote. I can't tell. I'm seeing just a yellow circle with some kind of face on it. I think that was the 100. Okay, let's see if that works. No, shit. Huh. Okay, alright. Okay. Weird. So the tick is not enabled. Say active. Auto-activate is false, but instead of setting tick enabled, we'll just activate it. Yeah, we'll reset it too. Sure. And activate. There you are. Good. So get on. Goes up. Goes down. Goes up. Up. No, it's stop. No. Stop! Stop! Oh, it's not hooked up. Whoops. Get on. Goes up. 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 I think it's because I didn't set the delay duration correct. Because I realized this last night where it's supposed to go up and then back down. But the problem was I was basically delaying it for how long it takes to do one movement instead of two. Basically just need to multiply that by 2, and then it works fine. As long as I'm on it, it'll keep going up and down. If I get off, it's... Okay, so it's not exactly doing what I would call working. The issue is that it's not deactivating. So what we want it to do is whenever it begins overlapping with the player, then it will do all this and then delay and then reset. Okay, I've got an idea we could try to maybe fix this. Let's grab the box. Let's set collision enabled to no collision. So that way, I think maybe what might be happening is like somehow the player's like re-triggering it. So if we set it to no collision, and then turn collision back on, so that way it can go up, go down. No, okay, it's still active. It's not deactivating. Oh, because it's activate. It's so stupid. It was just activate, not deactivate. Alright, I'm dumb. Yeah, look at that. Oh, okay, well now it's not reactivating. What if I tell it to reset? Yeah, I mean, okay, no, it does say reset, and it's not resetting. Okay, let's get rid of the collision, because I actually don't think that that's necessary. So it goes up, goes down. Okay. Why are you not doing the things I want you to do? Because it's activate, it's reset. But the activation should happen even if should activate returns false. Okay, I don't know what that means. What if I turn that off? So it's only activating once. It's not reactivating, which is a real problem. It's a real conundrum we've got on our hands. What if we don't restart the movement? What if we just hook it up like this? Yeah. No! Work! We use some particle effects? Well, because it's fun. Because it's fun to mash control and spawn a billion particles. I would never, you know, it's fun to have a button you can press just to make nonsense happen. Okay, so we reset, and that's still not working. We deactivate, and that's still not working. So for the train, which is kind of just the same thing, what's the difference here? Why does it work here? Let's see, sets visibility, sets tick enabled. Is it auto-activate? Let's take a look at this one fully, so we can see really what is working with one of them and which one's not working. Auto-activate, so it does auto-activate. And then tick enabled is true, so it does have tick enabled. Okay. So what did I do differently here? So I set the movement. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I did was set the tick enabled. And then I set it false up here, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. So let's try. Maybe it's not doing exactly what we want it to do. So let's try the component tick again. Because clearly that seemed to do the trick. Component tick, save, and let's just keep that on, sure. So what we're gonna do is start by getting this. We're going to get component. Let's say set component tick enabled. Should be correct to activate. I did. Yeah. I think maybe just the auto activate doesn't really work the way I want it to. And they're both set to ping pong. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, ping pong and ping pong. Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. So we make sure we're always setting it to false right away, and then we set it to true here. Run the delay, and then set tick enabled to false. Yeah, okay, so now it's just continuing to go over and over. Which it shouldn't be doing. It shouldn't be going all the time. What if we reset movement or restart movement? There we go. Try that one more time, see if maybe that does the trick. No, it just keeps going. It just likes to keep going. Just likes to keep going and going. Okay, very odd. Whoop, that's not. Where am I? Okay, so if we look at the chairlift. Oh, it's because it's not hooked up. Stupid, stupid dumb, stupid dumb. I really hope that if this just like miraculously fixes everything. Okay, I was really dumb. Okay. Woo! We got it, boys. We got it, fellas. Look at that. Oh, it's working. It's working a treat. And I didn't do anything stupid in the process. Not a one. Okay. So let's go ahead and set the in position. Let's expose that variable. So what that'll let us do is we can set custom values for where we want it to end, for like each individual one. And I think we're also going to want to set, let's make a new variable called delay. Let's make that a float. Expose that all on spawn as well. Let's get the interrupt to movement. Let's set delay, or set duration. I know we can also just call this duration. There we go. Set the default duration to 1 second. We can get duration, plug it in there. And basically what that'll let us do is we can set how long each one takes. So for this we can say, let's say we want it to take 0.5 seconds. So we can go up and back down. Cool. Perfecto. Now it is still a little small, so let's double it in size. Just want to make sure the player has plenty of room to stand on. Might even make it bigger, because this is it's supposed to be a fast game after all. We don't want the players to need to be too precise or nothing. Okay, let's grab the collision box, extend that out as well. Player has a little bit more room to breathe when it comes to stepping on stuff. Okay, now it's just a couple experiments. One issue I was having with the previous iteration is that it kept your momentum even when you were walking off of it. So I'm going to see if that's still a problem. Okay, so we're going to get on. It's going to move. Oh god. So it's starting to freak out when I change the duration, I'm noticing. What if I just hook up this duration? That should work, right? No, it's not. Okay, it's not actually going faster for some reason. It's not actually setting the duration. Yeah, it's going the same speed. Okay, that's odd. It's unusual, even. So let's call it custom duration, just so we can make sure we know we're changing the right thing. And well, let's even set it up in the construction script, so we know that'll happen basically instantaneously. Set duration. There we go. And if we look over here on this side, then we should see that, yeah, that's duration right there. So what we want to do is set the duration to our custom duration. Like right away, first thing that happens. So that is faster. That is faster. Oh, okay, so it is still doing the weird momentum keeping thing. Like it's, if you'll notice, it's like launching me up to the side a little bit. And if you walk off, then it kind of does the same thing. Okay, so it doesn't seem like it's doing the walk-off problem anymore, but it is still like affecting the momentum with which you jump a little bit. Which is really weird. It's so strange that it does that. Yeah. Yeah, that is really odd. I don't know why it's doing that. I'll have to look into that a little bit later, but for now it's fine. It's a pretty minor issue in the grand scheme of things, but it's gonna need definitely gonna need a fix in the long term. Although let's try a slightly greater distance. Let's say 2,000 by like 150. I'm gonna go now. All right, thanks for stepping in, Mr. Jonas. Whoop! I got stuck in a wall. There we go. Okay, so we go over. Okay, so if you walk off again, it's fine. But if you jump, then if you jump, it tries to carry you with that same amount of momentum that it had. Which I'm assuming is like some weird bit of nonsense involving this. Where like, for some reason it still thinks you're being carried with momentum, even though you have none. It is a really odd bug. I think just generally the built-in Unreal like movement interp to movement component is just kind of janky. So that's great. You love that. You love to see that. Chern. Oops, fat fingered enter. Okay, so now we've got the painting up. We got a ghost enemy. We got chairlifts. We got all this. Poor son of a bitch. Oh shit! I was gonna say poor son of a bitch can't reach me, but I guess he can. Hey man. Oh right. I broke his collision. Let's fix Bobbert. Yeah. Let's fix Bobbert. Get you over here, Bobbert. Let's make you functional again. So let's double check what your collision is here. So it should be overlap all dynamic. Yeah, so I change... Oh, I set to physics only instead of full collision. I think that might have just been the problem. Alright, so if we activate ghost mode, then you should be able to hit me again. Yeah, there we go. Nice and easy fix. So I'm noticing that his exclamation point is sticking around longer than it should. Let's see. So it's when the player begins overlapping this box. Yeah, and it ends overlapping the box, and it should be setting the flipbook visibility to false. So for some reason, whenever the end overlap is happening, it's not doing the thing where it sets the flipbook to invisible. Which is weird. Very odd. Maybe it's because it's already like in the process of dealing damage, so it can't get rid of it. Maybe that's what's going on. Or is it just always visible? I wasn't even really paying attention to that. I think it's just always visible. Okay, so I'm assuming that's probably just getting set to being visible somewhere where I don't want it to be. Let's do a Control F for set visibility. Visible. Okay, I know there's a set visible in here somewhere. You guys aren't. You're not showing me. Don't you lie to me now. So yeah, when a player begins overlapping the box, this box right here. Yeah, so for some reason, I think this is just constantly activating. You know, let's even do a check. Let's just say overlap. There we go. So it's not... Okay, the overlap thing isn't actually what's doing it. For some reason, it just keeps being set to visible. Somewhere. Nothing in here, nothing in here. Because the code is like pretty... There's not a whole lot of code. Let's see. Oh, it's because it propagates to children. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. So, yeah, so what's going on here is that it's setting the visibility of stuff, and it's propagating that to everything underneath it. So basically, whenever ghost mode is turned off, so like whenever you go back to normal and he becomes visible, what I have it do is it sets every single component that's attached to him turn revisible. So that's not really what we want to do here, though. So how about when we turn him visible? This is a little bit more annoying, but we can just do is just grab the flipbook. I mean, I think that's actually it. We only really need to make the flipbook visible. Everything else can stay invisible. So, okay, that should... Yeah, and then if you get in range, then he lights up. His range does seem a little small, actually. Let's maybe make that a little bit larger, so that way you can get a more accurate judge about if you're about to explode or not. Pull you out a little bit, like so. Ah. Okay, cool. He is functional. Could have an enemy that's just a piano named Gilbert. Very random. Okay, cool. So we've got 2 new props, 3 if you count the spiderweb. We've got a new enemy. Let me think if I have anything else I can actually showcase, because it might be just about out of stuff. Let me see if I have any new sprites. Yeah, okay. I think I might call today's stream a little early because I don't have all the stuff ready for the next character. I wanna work on it a little bit. So I think today will just be a bit of a short one. Nice, good progress today, anyways. But yeah, I kind of thought this would take a little longer, but I got all the stuff I wanted to get done super quickly. So I'm out of sprites and assets left. Alright, well, thanks for stopping, everybody. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your evening. Maybe see you guys on Thursday. We'll see, hopefully. Yeah, that'll do it.